Hi, this is Frank from Healthy Entertainment and Training. The old joke, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, relates to the effective way in which I learn my lines and cues in productions which I appear. Whether my work is Tony-worthy or off the mark, I'm known as the person who memorizes lines well. Even I stumble, sometimes. But it's more likely that I cue in another actor to a line error with an on-the-mark ad-lib than being helped myself. And this is how I do it. First, you read the entire script. This is gazing hungrily at the elephant. Then you tell the story to someone, write it out yourself or both, without going back to the script. That's your sous chef readying the product. Check the script to see if you are correct, which is making sure the oven is elephant temp. When you are done, read all of your lines and cues. You are learning your recipe for cooking the elephant. When you've done this, you're ready to eat. You need your plate, which is a sheet of paper that you hold over the lines to hide them, as if you've got a gigantic cloche to hold your elephant to keep it warm. Get hungry now. I memorize my lines one word at a time, even lengthy monologues. I learn one word, then add the next, and the next, and the next. This means I repeat the lines to myself from the first bite to the end of the meal. I cover the line ahead with a sheet of paper so that I'm not tempted to skip the phrase learning. I have found that repetition is the key to memorization, and I am forcing myself to repeat the line a bunch of times in the same sitting, kind of like chewing an elephant. Do this for about 15 to 20 minutes at a time. Take a brain break afterwards so you don't overload yourself. After all, it takes about 20 minutes to digest a meal before you decide if you're still hungry. So I learn each line by adding a word and repeating the line until I can say the entire line. What does being able to tell the story have to do with this method? We're human. It helps when you fail. Here's an example. I fed a line challenge co-star with each of his lines in one scene in Oliver. On the closing night, he surprised me by being line perfect at the beginning and the middle of the scene. I was so focused on checking the prompts mentally that I totally forgot to repeat the exact next line I'd memorized. The line was, "What do you mean by that?" But I knew at that point of the story I asked a question, so I simply said "what" after a beat. I held out my arms in a help me gesture. My co-star, with a smirk, picked up on that immediately and answered the question I hadn't clearly asked. So check out your elephant. Tell someone about the meal you're going to have. Eat the elephant one bite at a time, chewing the entire bite through from start to finish. Then people will look at you as the actor who never forgets. Thank you for viewing this all the way to the end. Check out healthyentertainmentandtraining.net. Bye for now.